can't believe we're actually married.
It's official. According to tradition, we should hang the bed sheets outside so the villagers can see that we consummated.
That's how the 12th season of The Big Bang Theory began. By that point, the show already had more than 250 episodes under its belt, but it was still so popular that CBS offered to renew it for at least 2 more seasons.
Oh, great.
Great.
It was a level of success beyond the wildest dreams of most TV actors and producers. You would think plowing ahead with the beloved series would be a no-brainer, but if you're a fan, then you already know that's not what happened. Instead of going another 2 seasons, The Big Bang went boom.
I am proud to say we have the stars from the biggest, bangiest comedy on television. Their series finale aired tonight after 12 seasons.
Debuting on CBS in September of 2007, The Big Bang Theory followed the lives of Caltech physicists/roommates Sheldon Cooper and Leonard Hofstadter, played by Jim Parsons and Johnny Galecki, as well as their neighbor Penny, played by Kaylee Cuoco. Co-created by Chuck Lorre and Bill Prady, the show quickly became a massive hit and made huge stars out of its cast, particularly Parsons, who was awarded the Emmy for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Comedy Series 4 times for his performance as Sheldon.
And I already achieved more than most of you could ever hope to, despite my 9 o'clock bedtime.
Of course, the vast majority of sitcoms tail off in popularity over time, but The Big Bang remained so popular for so long that even a full decade after its debut, it was still enough of a powerhouse to spawn the hit spin-off Young Sheldon, which later spawned another spin-off, George and Mandy's First Marriage. And that's why it was so surprising when it was announced in August of 2018 that the show's 12th season would be its last. Those announcements didn't make it clear why the show was coming to an end, and as we alluded to earlier, behind the scenes, the network wasn't exactly thrilled to see it go. They wanted at least 2 more seasons, and so did showrunner Chuck Lorre, as well as most of the cast. But in January of 2019, about 5 months before the series finale would air, Parsons informed the media that the decision to end the show was made because at the beginning of season 12, he informed the writers and producers that he was ready to move on. At the time, Parsons said it didn't seem to him like there was anything left on the table, creatively speaking. In his words, not that we couldn't keep going, but it feels like we've chewed all the meat off this bone. And given that the 12th season would bring the series episode count to 279, making it the single longest running multi-camera series in television history, it's not hard to see his point. Parsons also indicated that he was concerned he was getting too old to convincingly play the character, and he wasn't sure how much longer he could wear Sheldon's t-shirts without appearing long in the tooth.
What the hell is wrong with you?
I'm the Flash. I just knocked 30,000 times.
So when conversations about a 13th season began, Parsons knew he had to act. In an interview given the day before the final episode aired, he said, "It was the first time in my life of doing this show that I might want to not do another contract after 12 was up." In 2020, however, Parsons spoke with Doctor Who actor David Tennant on his podcast and admitted that he already sensed his time on the show was coming to an end when he signed his final 2-year contract renewal at the end of season 10, and there were a number of reasons he felt that way. If you watched our video about the very weird version of Big Bang Theory you never saw, then you already know that the show really began with the filming of its original unaired pilot in 2006. Sheldon and Leonard are the only familiar characters to appear in that version, but that means by 2019, Parsons had actually been playing Sheldon for 13 years, and he was ready to try new things as an actor. That ambition is reflected in his resume during the last few seasons of the show, which includes appearances in the 2015 Broadway play An Act of God, as well as the hit 2018 revival of The Boys in the Band. He also made a supporting appearance in the 2016 film Hidden Figures and played a lead role in 2018's A Kid Like Jake. According to Parsons, he began to feel overwhelmed. Working on a sitcom is incredibly time-consuming, and shooting 24 episodes of Big Bang a season while managing his other projects and commitments had left him feeling exhausted.
Are you saying that because the things are unspeakable?
It also left him with little to no time to spend with his husband, art director Todd Spiewak. Not helping matters was the declining health of the 14-year-old dog Parsons shared with Spiewak. The actor began to resent the fact that he had to rush off to shoot commercials when he'd rather be with his ailing pet. Then one night during a performance of The Boys in the Band, Parsons slipped and broke his foot while taking a curtain call. And with that, he had reached his breaking point. According to Parsons, "I felt like I was at the edge of a cliff. I was teetering and saw something really dark below. The whirlwind of emotional events caused the actor to rethink the pace of his life. Parsons told Tenet that he realized his father had died at 52, just 6 years older than Parsons himself was during Big Bang's 12th season. The macabre realization gave him a moment of clarity, and he decided the time had come to slow down and take the time to enjoy his life. All that, in turn, led Parsons to finally inform Laurie that he would be leaving the show. Laurie, for his part, was reportedly shocked by the revelation. The series employed hundreds of people, and if it came to an end, all those folks would soon find themselves without a job. Parsons believed the show could continue on without him, but if you were a fan of The Office, you may not agree with his optimism. That series made the choice to continue on even after the departure of Steve Carell's Michael Scott. Michael, however, was the main character around which the whole show was constructed, and Carell was its biggest star, so critics and audiences were understandably skeptical. And that skepticism would turn out to be 100% justified.
I declare bankruptcy!
Producers brought in some heavy-duty talent to fill in the void left by Michael Scott, but it didn't really work, and the series noticeably dipped in quality. Similarly, Sheldon had long since become the central breakout character of The Big Bang Theory, and it was on that basis that both Laurie and the network disagreed with the actor and concluded that without him, The Big Bang Theory would have to end. Parsons' decision was revealed to the rest of the cast at Laurie's office, and by all accounts, they felt completely blindsided by the announcement. Years later, Galecki would reveal that he was upset by how the whole thing was handled and suggests that Parsons should have talked to the cast first and prepared them for his decision. But at the same time, it was Cuoco, who had assumed the meeting was about a forthcoming 13th season, that was the most affected. When she realized what was going on, the actress reportedly broke down in tears and even had trouble making eye contact with Parsons during the following day's script reading. She would later recall, "I couldn't breathe. It just felt like a death." The decision would cause friction between the three principal cast members during the final season, but as Cuoco would later admit, they all agreed that the show couldn't continue without Sheldon. Parsons, for his part, would continue to stand by how he handled things, but time heals all wounds, and as far as we could tell, there are no hard feelings left between any of them today. After Big Bang, Parsons would get more time to spend with his family and branch out professionally. He would appear in movies like 2020's adaptation of The Boys in the Band, in 2022's Spoiler Alert, and return to the theater in 2024 Broadway productions of Mother Play and Our Town, as well as the 2022 off-Broadway revival of Terrence McNally's A Man of No Importance, and would even do more television, appearing in Netflix's 2020 series Hollywood, and of course, remaining involved with young Sheldon.
Are you writing your memoir or a fantasy novel?
For your information, the word memoir comes from memory, and these memories are mine.
Cuoco would go on to produce and star in The Flight Attendant, which would break the record for HBO Max's biggest debut of all time and earn the actress her first Emmy nomination for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Comedy. She has expressed unhappiness at the decision to end Big Bang with Penny becoming pregnant, but would ultimately come to see the conclusion of the series as a blessing. We're glad it worked out that way because messing with the chemistry of the cast of The Big Bang Theory would have been a huge mistake. All good things, even the most successful of sitcoms, need to come to an end. Fans may not like it and the cast and crew may not be on board, but sooner or later, it's gonna happen. So the best any show can hope for is to go out on its own terms, like Jim Parsons did. But what do you think? Were you a fan of The Big Bang Theory? And if so, do you wish it was still around? Let us know down in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, you'll definitely find others you like if you check out the rest of the channel. And as always, thank you for subscribing to Nerdstalgic.